medevac, he might be able to pick it off at the top left, and this is huge, guys. Don't forget, in a base race scenario, like I said so many times before, every unit just counts so much, and if he can pick off these 3 Marines and maybe even the medevac, that would be huge. He gets a stim off, he stims everything up, he will be able to cut this off at the pass. I don't know what these 2 medevacs are doing. Apparently they're at a rave right now, got to get their head in the game, and I don't know how Top pulled that off, but he was able to get a little bit of a juke over there to the top left, and he's going to be able to get those Marines to safety. But just look at the map right now, guys. There are buildings for forGG located at almost every single corner. The problem here is he just doesn't have any money. Let's look at the economy. 3 SCVs to 5 SCVs. That is pretty much all she wrote. I'm at a loss of words as to why this command center is not building SCVs two at a time with its partner. And it looks like this barracks is going to go down here. So a little bit of a scout afforded by the barracks, but I guess forGG is okay with losing 1 as he's got so many up in the air anyways. And, you know, even though forGG is down by 1 orbital command, he could actually still catch up simply because, well, oGs.Top wasn't using this orbital, and now he is, so that might change pretty quickly. And, it looks like the factory being warded away. A couple of Marines going down to the bottom left. This medevac was able to unload some of its cargo, but it looks like forGG's all over this. Let's just take a look at these 2 guys' vision right now. This is forGG's vision, and this is oGs.Top's vision. So just showing you guys a little bit of the hecticness that is occurring now. And finally, oGs.Top has found out where the mining location is. He sees how pitiful it is, but he loses the medevac. Oh no, he loses the medevac. That is not good. And now he's really got no ability to move out across the field now. He does actually have 1 starport still. This is still the same starport that's been building the entire game. So I guess theoretically he could make more medevacs. He could make more Banshees, as he's got a Banshee on the way right now. But he is pretty much pinned down into this 1 base. But that's okay for oGs.Top because he has got so much economy now as he's working off of 2 orbitals. Here comes forGG though. He knows about the Tech Lab starport. He doesn't want any more cloaked Banshees or medevacs. He's going to go in here and pick it off. And all these stimmed up Marines at 2-2, they will take out this starport. There is no chance in hell that thing will survive. Oh my god, the tank's shelling the Marines though. Oh! Can Top save the starport? This would be a huge save for him. Unbelievable placement by those 2 tanks to get the kills they need to get. And it looks like he is going to be able to save the starport. Save the starport. He gets the repair off in time. Unbelievable repair. And he saves that starport at the very last second. Wow. You guys might not feel like this is a huge save, but you know, just saving the starport means he can get more Banshees out, get more medevacs, continue to stay mobile in this game. And really, these Marines all stimmed up, and they took out a Tech Lab, and that was pretty much it. And of course, about a quarter of them died to those tanks as well. Now, this is just insane. The one thing that forGG is doing quite liberally is stimming. It looks like he wants to catch this medevac here, which did pop out of that starport, it looks like, before it died. Will he be able to get it in time? He is he's bringing a couple of Marines inside his own medevac, trying to get this one, but there's really no forces in here. I think this medevac is here purely for scouting purposes. So, it actually might go down to the stimmed up Marines here. Yes, it will go down. forGG quite liberal with the stims, but you can't fault him. He's got quite a few medevacs. He's got 3 medevacs. He can stim up pretty much an unlimited number of times, considering he's only got 25 Marines on the field. So he can be very mobile, extremely fast, and uh-oh, look at this. Oh, forGG going for cloaked Banshees of his own. Does he have cloak already? Yes, he does, and he's got 2 Banshees already. Okay, this actually could be really, really smart. Don't forget, guys, he sent the barracks in here. He scouted the location multiple times. He sees there's no air defense. Save the Viking. I guess it could be a little risky. It could be considered risky because there are 2 orbitals here, though. So depending on whether or not those Banshees come in here, when the orbitals have at least 50 energy, this could either work out really well or it could work out really poorly. And he's going to come in here. Is the orbital going to drop a meal? Oh my god, he has enough energy for his cannon. Oh, Top drops the meal. Top drops the meal. This orbital also is about to get 50 energy. The Banshees are waiting. Actually, they decloaked. And it looks like this orbital also dropped the meal. Now would be the perfect time for a crime for these 2 Banshees. These 2 Banshees could go in there and literally end the game. They could kill off all the tanks, neutralizing the tank advantage. They could kill off maybe half the SCVs before any of these orbitals get enough energy for a scan. This could be huge. And unfortunately for forGG, you know, Banshee's kind of like rolling the dice. He just doesn't know when's the best time to go in, and finally it looks like the enemy Banshee prompting him to realize that, hey, I've got Banshees of my own, and now he's going to go in. Orbital number 1 is still about 15 seconds away, and these two Banshees are about to go to town now. forGG's got to make a decision. Does he go for Siege Tanks or does he go for SCVs? And it looks like he's going to go for the tanks right now as he sends in a third Banshee. He's got 3 Banshees inside now, and no detection at all. Scan is not quite ready yet. 5 seconds away from getting ready for the scan. The Banshee's going to town, has picked off about 4 tanks so far, and a 4th tank going down there, it looks like. And now, wow, forGG just all over it, as it looks like, he realizes that that orbital command got just enough energy, so he pulls out one of the Banshees and leaves the other one behind so that he can lose one but save another. That was really smart, and I do apologize, guys. This was actually Top's Banshee, so I was a bit confused for a second there. I thought that was the third Banshee of forGG, but wow. forGG getting up in there, get up in there, Larry, and he did exactly what he needed to do. He just racked up a ton of kills and just got himself, I guess, a little bit back in this game. He's still behind by a considerable amount, though. Look at that. 92 over 74 supply, 32 over 16 SCVs. I'm just so surprised that, you know, forGG has not been mining as hard as he should be. Looks like he's really hunkering down on one base, and now oGs.Top finally has produced an army of considerable enough size to push out. This could be bad. Oh, forGG was stimming up all his Marines, though. Is he going to go into the tanks? He is going to go into the tanks. The tank's getting up. Huge shot. 7 kills on that frontal tank. And look at the carnage left behind. These Marines are all stimmed up. They're very weakened. The 3 medevacs will start to heal them up now, but that was not good for forGG. forGG losing a considerable amount of his army, and he can't really reproduce here. He doesn't have enough production. He doesn't have enough resources either. He gets a stim up. He gets a great surround, though. Beautiful concave from forGG. Can he clean up the rest of the tanks? Oh my god. So close. He picks off one last tank before he saves the 2 Marines. And I mean, even though he lost the battle, considering how many forces he had and what forces Top had, I think he won a moral victory there. And that was actually really cost efficient on his part. And he brings up another tank to siege up on the other side of this hill, and he's gonna get his side of the hill set up, whereas oGs.Top is just gonna go ahead and retreat, so he's not even gonna mess around with this anymore. Wow, this game is just insane. Look at, considering, guys, that forGG has essentially went over from where he was before down to this little bottom left-hand pocket 3rd location, and oGs.Top basically evacuating the main, which is no longer existent, actually being occupied by a starport and a barracks, to go over to the top right. So both players here, just after the base trade, seemingly have stabilized somewhat. And now this could be critical. oGs.Top grabbing that oh so essential natural, or I guess you would say an expansion, because it isn't really a natural progression over here, but he is grabbing this location. This is very, very huge. And look at forGG, he scouts it with the barracks. Is he actually going to land the barracks? Going to try to manor a mineral field, maybe even produce a marine? That could be really nice. And uh-oh, it looks like a medevac has found the starport and the barracks down in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, so that will go down. This barracks is producing a marine. I love the position of the rally point. That marine would be really well protected. And look at this. It looks like forGG gonna go ahead and launch his attack into Top's location here, but Top so well defended. Top has siege tanks here, but forGG also having siege tanks of his own. And I think because oGs.Top was trying to extend himself over to this natural, so to say, he left his forces a little bit thin at the main, and now he's getting shelled out. Oh my god, it looks like forGG gonna kill off so many production facilities. oGs.Top unable to defend, and this marine going to town has 2 kills hitting in this little location. SCV's finally killing off that marine. Another marine popping out, though. That guy not being microed will probably go down. Meanwhile, though, looks like oGs.Top says, screw it, man, I'm not going to defend. You know what? If you're going to go have all your forces at my base, I'm just going to go ahead and go for an attack. And it looks like forGG, totally unprepared, has to lift up his orbitals once again. And oh my god, guys, we have another base race on our hands. This is actually base race number 2. When you sit down and you think about it, both players have essentially somehow, someway found themselves into a scenario where neither has defensive units at their base, and they both go for the jugular. They're both going for the kill right now. oGs.Top decides to finally back off here, and it looks like forGG not going to back off. It looks like he's going to go up to the top to try to pick off this command center over here, but it's already evacuated the area. He's stemming up his marines here. It looks like he knows the orbital has gone to the top left. Oh my god, if he can pick off this orbital command, that would be such a huge pick. The SCV is coming from the left here, trying to repair. Will he be able to save the orbital command in time? No! That orbital command gets shut down, and that is one of the critical mining locations for oGs.Top, who at this point in the game has no more orbitals. He has not a single command center anywhere, not in the sky, not on the grounds, but he does have SCVs and he does have 700 minerals. Now he's being revealed though, and oh wow, oh my god, he's just gonna go for the base race totally here. Not gonna back down. He knows all of his buildings are being revealed. This is actually pretty critical. If he loses everything here, he's out of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, forGG is gonna go for the kill. oGs.Top is going to try to kill off his opponent's buildings before he loses the rest of his buildings. He's got to build something, otherwise he's gonna be out of this game. And a random Banshee down on the top right, not gonna be able to save his buildings, and all the buildings inside the new base are going to go down for oGs.Top. He brings in the Banshee though, may be able to pick off the 3 tanks, and it looks like it's a full-on base trade scenario. Oh my goodness. Now, it doesn't look like, it doesn't, yeah, okay, there it is. oGs.Top did build a new command center. For a second there I was like, is he gonna build something? So it looks like he does get his command center off. Meanwhile, forGG gonna try to finish off the supply depots here, and he will be able to do that. It looks like his own orbital command being warded away by Marines down here. And essentially, forGG now over here mining. Actually, he just mined and left the place. So it's almost like forGG is a nomad right now, landing down, mining a little bit, and then floating up and running away and mining again. Just can't really decide where he wants to stay because he just doesn't have any forces for defense. So basically picking off a little bit of money here, picking off a little bit of money here. You could call forGG the scavenger Terran, and it looks like he's gonna scavenge himself the rest of these little minerals here like a little beggar. But you can't blame him. He's just got to get every single ounce of resources he can possibly get to stay in this game. And this army for Top is still so big. Look at Top, really smart. Gonna lift off this command center, hide it in the back left so it cannot be found. And SCV's going to town on this orbital. forGG, lift off your orbital command. He lifts it off so he saves it before it starts burning. But this game is just insane. And look at this. forGG has landed down in the bottom right. This is base trade number 2 or 3 now. And oGs.Top has a Banshee there. The scan goes down. Unable to pick it off. Let's just look at the units tab right now. It's looking like it favors... Actually, both players are pretty dead even right now, unbelievably. And oGs.Top here, getting really aggressive, gonna siege up his tanks in this location, gets a couple of shots off on those Marines. Look at those Marines, those are on fire. And those tanks, it looks like oGs.Top backing off a little bit. This tank from forGG just in a little bit of a 2 forward position. He gets a shot off as well. Those Marines are very, very weakened from the siege tank shots, but there's medevacs in the air, so the medevacs can keep the tanks alive. And look at Top, he's also got a couple of SCVs here to repair the tanks at the same time as well. And oh my god, he sees that the tank's on siege. He takes opportunity to stim up all of his Marines and pick off a medevac. So there's one less medevac in the air right there. forGG is all over things right now, and certainly he needs to be, because he's scavenging resources right now in the bottom left-hand corner. This is a precarious situation, though. Oh, Top is gonna go for it. He's gonna siege up all 3 tanks. Can he pick off this tank? No, he will not. As the Marines stim up, the Marines are gonna go in right here. Oh my god, Carnage is going down right now, and it looks like Top does have enough forces. Is he gonna force the liftoff for the 4th or 5th time today? Yes, he will. oGs.Top has forced the liftoff, and forGG, just like Elvis, has left the building. He is out of here, and oGs.Top will kill off yet again another slew of supply depots. That is going to put his opponent in such a supply block, as he is in a supply block of his own right now. Supply depot is actually going to be a really critical resource in this game, because you know they cost 100 minerals apiece. You're going to have to build 4 or 5 to clear this block for each player here, and that cannot be good. And I'm surprised that forGG isn't throwing down more supply depots right now. He's actually building Marines 2 at a time, but they are stuck in the queue because there's not enough supplies. They are not being provided enough by the government, and looks like a lone Marine here with a mule kill, and it's going to start shooting that orbital command as it floats away. And uh-oh, forGG and oGs.Top could collide here. oGs.Top is bringing his army back, and he's got 1 tank, a handful of Marines against no tanks from his opponent forGG. And forGG is actually sending all of his SCVs over here. That's very interesting. We have an SCV chasing an SCV down on the bottom left. Look at people just scurrying for resources right now. And you know, the thing I really find funny about this game is the fact that there's plenty of locations that haven't been mined this game yet, and yet the players continue to try to mine out the locations which have no money. Somebody's got to tell these guys that there's plenty of money on the map, they just got to go find a better spot. And so, there we go, forGG finds a better spot over to the left, and oGs.Top says, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and take your, the old natural here that you used to have. So, here he goes. He's going to bring that orbital command over. Meanwhile, over in the top right-hand side of Tower Rim, what is going on? Not much, just Marines and random buildings holding down the fort. This is almost like a game of civilization, diplomacy actually, not civilization, Diplo World War II, if you guys ever played that custom game in Starcraft 2. The skirmish is happening everywhere, people vying for control over certain areas of the map, and it looks like forGG going in a nomad situation again. Can he get the repair on the orbital before the orbital goes down? He is going to repair the orbital, so the SCVs, so brave, they know they're dead, but before they die, their last dying breath, what do? They set their drills up to the sky and they keep that orbital command alive. So doing what they needed to do to get the most value, and it looks like forGG will not be eliminated quite yet. He's actually still got another orbital hiding up here at the top, so he might be able to land that and get some mining done out of there. Let's just take a look at the income. 2 SCVs under 8. Most of the SCVs for Top actually in his army here, just kind of going to war. This barracks now getting back into production mode because the supply block was cleared over here at the top left. And here we go once again, Top trying to macro his way out of this situation, and like I said before at the beginning of this cast, Top is known to be a macro player. He will rely on his macro to get him out of sticky situations, and we can see he's just trying to find a place where he can just hunker down, get a fortress set up, but forGG has been relentless. He's just been going at it time and time again, not letting him off the hook, and he's not letting his opponent play that kind of game. So that's been really annoying for Top, I would imagine. Just forced into this very weird situation. This is like the 3rd or 4th base race we've been in, and there's still no clear determination as to who's ahead right now. There's command centers floating up in the sky. There's units just all over the map, little rendezvous points everywhere. So this game is far from decided as to who's going to win. Let's just take a look here around the map here. A command center floating in the top left. That's like his last resort. He can keep this alive for a very long time until a Viking hits the skies. A couple of supply depots here. An SCV has scouted an orbital command up here. A couple of production facilities over here. And here comes these Marines. They will, oh man, they're going to pick off 4 supply depots and a full stim from forGG, who has some medevac support to do so. I'm not too sure where his 2 medevacs are, actually. There they are. So he will be able to pick off more supply depots, and it looks like now oGs.Top has left the building, realizing that this location was about to be breached, so he's sending all of his SCVs over to the top location, and forGG anticipates this maneuver, lifts off, and is out of here once again. This game is awesome. I cannot believe what's happening right now. So it looks like Top even bringing the meal up to fight as well. Goodbye, SCV. Oh, goodbye, meals. And he might be able to pick off a couple depots and SCVs over to the top. But yeah, this is just totally out of the bag right now. I'm really not sure who's going to win this game. oGs.Top picks off a critical couple supply depots, orbital command floating in the top right, orbital command floating in the bottom left for forGG. He's production pretty much solely relying on this reactor barracks in the bottom right-hand corner, and he's got quite a few Marines on the field, but the one thing that oGs.Top has over him is maybe not more Marines, but he's got this siege tank, and that siege tank really is the difference. 23 kills thus far in this game, and don't forget, with all these SCVs set to repair, that tank is pretty much indestructible. It's got a Zod rune and planted it in its little hull. So if you guys ever played Diablo 2, you guys know what I'm talking about. But okay, so Marine will find this supply depot down in the bottom left. And look at that! forGG is going to reclaim his natural. And he's building a starport next to this supply depot as well, so kind of revealing his hand here as he wants to go into maybe more Banshees or Vikings. And both these players know that Vikings here are critical, because if they can get a Viking out in the skies, and these orbitals that are floating around in the air can be picked off. So, he cancels his starport. Not quite sure why. He might actually see this impending attack here from oGs.Top with that Xel'Naga tower. Is he going to lift off his orbital command and save his forces or not? He's actually got to do the lift right now. He's only got 2 medevacs, so there's only enough lifeboats for everybody. This is like the Titanic. Can he save everyone? A lot of these Marines are still stranded behind it. It looks like oGs.Top is making his move right here. Get in the lifeboats, and oh no, this one lifeboat, the driver being inefficient. He actually drops off and picks off a potential orbital command. He's got to save up the rest of his forces. Yes, he gets some of them out. Some forces left behind, but that's okay. And if he can get the orbital command, so worth it, and he will. 15, 12, 11, 10, 9, 4, 3, 2, 1, it will go down. Okay, so the orbital command goes down. Meanwhile, these Marines unable to hold the post at the top, and that barracks will go down as well. And so, let's just take a look at the unit tab again. 29 Marines, 30 Marines for forGG and 2 medevacs versus 11 SCVs, a tank, and 18 Marines. That is pretty much what we've got, and both players going to collide here. This could be the end of the game, and forGG out of position. He's got to load up and get out of there. Get out! Get out! He gets out, just barely loses 3 Marines. I guess that's okay for him, though, considering that he does have a barracks producing 2 Marines at a time over here in the bottom right. But that was not what he wanted to do. And now it looks like he will pick off a couple of supply depots down in the bottom left-hand corner. oGs.Top moving over to the top right. This game is out of control. And look at the mini-map right now. If you guys just looked at the mini-map right now, you'd be like, what the hell is going on? And oh, oGs.Top was about to lose the game right there. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but those 2 supply depots were the last buildings he had at the very last second. Clutch saving himself with the barracks. So that is it. Look at his supply counter right now, guys. He's at, his opponent, forGG's at 27/27. Him, he's at 20. He doesn't have an overhead cost because he doesn't even have a supply depot, nor does he have a command center. So this is it. He's got a barracks building in the middle of the map. That is his final location. And this could actually be it for oGs.Top. I think forGG's got this game in the bag. All he has to do is stim everything up, pick off this barracks, and that's it. But he's just got to find it first. He doesn't actually know. Oh, he does know. He knows about this location. Oh, he gets in a good position. He gets a huge stim off. He's going to pick off the tank. He picks off all the Marines, and forGG forces the GG out of oGs.Top. What a Terran versus Terran game, going just over an hour long. It was an hour and 30 seconds. I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I did. And wow, that was one of the better Terran versus Terrans. In fact, that was like 5 base races in a row. I don't think I've ever seen that many base trades. And forGG, the formerly retired Brood War pro gamer, showing what he's made of, taking out a Code S quality Terran in oGs.Top. Wow. Hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast, and if you guys did, make sure to check me out. I'm actually on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on YouTube at Starcraft, and you guys can find more content on my YouTube channel. After this, I'm actually going to be doing a game from MLG between MMA and Lucira, I believe, or it's MMA and Lenok. So that will be a really, really good series. Hopefully you guys check that out. And wow, I'm exhausted. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. What a Terran versus Terran. Golf clap to forGG for sticking that out. That must have costed him so much stamina, so much thinking. His brain is probably hurting right now, but not more than oGs.Top, who's probably weeping in tears after that game. So there it is, guys. This is HD, signing out.